Authority meteorologist Ron Rhodes.
It's 11:32 as we get closer to this Wednesday afternoon. I think the best afternoon of the week, and by not a good measure, but pretty close to a good measure. How about that? Because tomorrow's going to be a little chillier out there, a little cloudier on Friday. It's going to stay in the 50s for highs over the weekend, but we've got 60 today and with a bullet, and I think some locations are going to get into the low 60s. I will say this, though. This is definitely going to be the afternoon to get outside and do whatever. And one good place to go would be Wesselman Woods. They're celebrating their Sugar Bush Festival. It's been going on this week, and it lasts throughout the week. And if you're lucky, you might still be able to get a jar of pure maple syrup. I went there, I got 2 jars during my break this morning. Joe was out there earlier this morning and talked about how that syrup is made. You know, basically you're tapping a tree and they boil down 250 gallons worth of sap. 250 gallons. And they get 5 gallons worth of pure maple syrup. I mean, that's the ratio right there. So yeah, it's gonna be a little more expensive, $10 a jar, but it's gonna be worth it. I can't wait to whip up some French toast and put that on there. It'd be great. But anyway, just to take a walk in the woods, even if they're out of maple syrup. But yeah, the Sugar Bush Festival going on, 43rd annual at Wesselman Woods today. Hit Audubon State Park, just find a good outdoors place to be, and maybe eat outside too. It's gonna be a good picnic day. Assuming that the ground is not a little too wet. It's drying out, though. We've had a few days dry, but as I look at our Superior Ag camera, of course, at Deaconess Gateway, looking down upon a major interchange that is 69 and 66, and traffic is flowing nicely. Look at that. It'd be not a cloud in the sky either in Owensboro. There's the flotsam, that debris that's floating in the water. And you can tell the river's still rising. You get that in the middle. Now, once you start seeing the debris kind of collecting near the banks, that's when you know it's starting to fall. And so that won't happen, it looks like, until next week. So it looks like the river's going to be in minor flood stage. There you go. Look at that. There's the flotsam out there in the river, too, along the Evansville riverfront. So plenty of it being carried down the river. As we take a look. Oh, no. Please tell me it's a light. That does. Look at that. Oh, my goodness. That is the that's northbound 41, Angie. You've got 26 minutes to clear out before Angie Humphrey is heading that way. Oh my goodness. Yeah, it was backed up a little bit earlier today too, but then it cleared up after about a half an hour. It's moving. 56 degrees right now with a south-southwest wind at 8 miles an hour. So the wind's picked up a little bit. It's going to be a little bit breezier today than what we had yesterday. We had it, in the 5 to 10 range yesterday. Today, 5 to 15. But it's going to be a little bit warmer wind, southwest, and 56 degrees already. I like what I see there. Temperature-wise, how low can we go? 52 in Jasper, 53 in Santa Claus, 54 in Tell City, 55 in Owensboro, 56 in Calhoun for Mama. It is 57 degrees in Greenville, 58 degrees in Madisonville, and I see a 59 up to the northwest in Flora, too. So, yeah, nice range there through the 50s, and I'm glad we're all in the 50s, too. And keep in mind the average high in the low 50s. Here's the thing. Now, we've got some beautiful trees right there. Samantha Huff took that shot from Hancock County, the sunset last night, and really, it's just kind of like a strip of gold and orange along the horizon. And once these bushes and trees start to leaf out, we're going to miss that in the summertime, but we got it in the wintertime, or at least, early meteorological spring is what we've got right now, right? Hey, check this out. This is from this morning. Pretty cool shot here. The sun had risen above the horizon, so little after sunrise time. Brian Masterson got this shot in Grayville. I love it because once the sun comes up, you got the water, which is, again, a little warmer than what we have with the air, because water is going to take longer to cool down, longer to warm back up. Air is quicker to cool and quicker to warm. But you've got like the little condensation of the fog, a condensation cloud there over the water, because once it evaporates, it's cooling and condensing almost right away. The sign of a pretty chilly, or not, if not a cold morning out there. It was cold enough. I mean, it was down around freezing at that time. Live first warning Doppler radar. Nothing. And we're not going to see anything again. It looks like until midweek next week. So well into next week. Looks like a pretty good chance, though, on Wednesday. And you can travel a long way. Indy, St. Louis, and just disappear. And it's okay, because you're not going to see anything but straight sunshine. You can see we've got some clouds down to the southeast, but the rain has worked its way off the coast, and so looking pretty good down Atlanta's way, too. And future tracker, well, nothing to track. It's a blank map. Here's my forecast. My forecast for today. Sunshine and plenty of it. High temperature right around 60 degrees, really upper 50s to low 60s, with the southwest winds going to shift to the west at around 5 to 15 miles an hour. Over the next 7 days, temperatures are going to be getting a little bit cooler. We hit 60 today, 56 tomorrow. We've got a weak cold front moving in. Could drum up a few clouds, but nothing nothing much, mainly up to the northeast. A little bit more cloud cover on Friday on the backside of that front. Even though it's going to be a dry front, it's going to cool us off for sure. High of only 50 degrees, but lows are going to be right around freezing, so nothing bitter cold, and we warm right back up into the mid-50s by the weekend, and then really kicking it into gear temperature-wise next week. A little bit more wind out there, but it's going to be 62 on Monday and 65 degrees on Tuesday. Angie, I'm telling you what, I mean, 50s and 60s for highs over the next 7 days, and not a drop of rain. You just don't get a great stretch of weather like this very often.
Don't we all love Ron Rhodes?
No, it's not me. It's Mother Nature. You
Rhodes.
can appreciate her. Get this, though. This is one of the things we saw floating down the river.
It's Wilson.
And we had a bunch of, branches, a bunch of twigs, and then we looked down, there's a basketball. It's a basketball. If you're missing a leather basketball that looks like it's about 35 years old, well, there you go. You've got yourself one.
There's a story there.
I would imagine there probably is, and I would say that if you are missing this particular basketball, I would assume by this point it's down around Cairo, Illinois.
It's going over the dam about now. We'll be back with more Lifestyles right after this.